actually going to create a new page from scratch. And so we're going to copy our Love Our Schools page. And so the first thing we need to do in our pages and navigation is we need to add new content. And we're going to add a new page. So I'm going to write schools, and actually I'm going to do schools too since we already have a schools page set up. Now you'll see here this page URL slug is schools2. Now that is the same as what's going to show up here. So whatever you want, lovemodesto.com / however you want that page to read, that's where you would edit it. Okay, so we're happy with that. I'm going to click add page. Now, when I do that, you're going to see that schools2 shows up here. If I actually go to my new Love Modesto page, you'll see that schools2 shows up there. Well, I don't want that because I don't want anyone to be able to see this while I'm editing it. So I'm going to go to my schools2 page, and I'm going to click on the show on menu button. And I click update, and that will now remove that link from the menu. So now we can work on it in peace and no one has to know what we're doing. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new container. Remember, containers are the first things we need to do during a page layout. And then I have to decide how wide of a container. Now I'm going to do a full page container for my slider. Okay, so right now we're going to build the picture slider. And I'm going to click slider on the grid area. Okay, so now I have a grid, that's a full page, and now I've got this content area. So now when I click on content, this is my slider widget. So now I can upload different photos. I click add image to click to add a new one. And now I can get, yep, I like her. And I'm going to click add image. So there's 3 pictures. And now I click, you can see there's the 3 images right there. I'm going to click Save Slider. Oh, and there they are. Cute couple, cute girl, cool team. All right, we're set. So now we've got a slider. Now, I've made this a full page slider because I've set all my pictures to a certain pixel width, which you're going to need to do. Now, you can use a Photoshop editor. There's different photo editors that you can use, but what you want your pictures to all be the same size. And so I've used on this full page slider, I've used a width of 940 pixels, which you can see is the same size as my grid, and I've used the length of 375 pixels. So now I know that all my pictures are always going to be the same size. So now if you want to do a slider that's 2/3 of a page, then you would want a slider width or a picture width of 600 pixels. So that's something you need to adjust and before you upload your pictures. And if you need help doing that, let me know and I can help you do that. Okay, but now we got our slider. Now, going back over here, the next thing is I want to add this donate button. So I'm going to go and I need to create a new container, or excuse me, I need to create a new grid in my container. So I'm going to create a new grid. That's 1/3. Okay. Now you're going to notice the grid is way off to the side, and I'd rather have it on the right because I also need to get this text needs to be in a grid. So I'm going to go up to my container, and I'm going to create a 2/3 grid. Okay. So now I got a 2/3 grid and a 1/3 grid, and I'd rather have the donate button on the right. Okay, so now we're all set up. So now what I want to do is on this grid, I want to click the plus button. It's a text and an image. And now I go to content. Okay, remember this is like our Microsoft Word editor. Now I want to go to the image button right here, insert and edit an image. And I'm going to go to the image URL I want to browse because I've already uploaded the donate button. There it is right there. So I'm going to click that. Cool. And there's the donate button. Okay, now when I go to the appearance, the dimensions are 300 pixels, which is good because that's the same width as my grid and I want it going across the entire grid. So that's what I want right there. And I want to put the alignment in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to insert. There's my donate button. Now, we also need to create a hyperlink because when someone clicks on the donate button, we need them to go somewhere, right? So link URL, I'm going to go to, we actually have a new donate page, so I'm just going to go over there, copy the URL at the top. I'm going to go back and I'm going to click link URL. Yep, that's the one I want. Now target, this is important. So when someone clicks on the donate button, I want that link to open up in a new window. I don't want them to go away from our site. I want a new window to open up at the top of their internet browser. So I'm going to click open a new window. I'm going to click insert, click update, and now there's my donate button. Now if I click on that, I can make sure the link works. Thinking about it, there we go. So I know the link works. Good news, my donate button's done. All right, what's next? Okay, well, we also need, let's work on this Facebook button. So I'm going to create another grid. And I need to create another grid because I'm creating something that's totally different than text and images. So I'm going to create another 1/3 grid. Now right now it's sitting on this side of the page. That's okay for the moment. Now, add content to grid area. I'm now going to do an FB or Facebook like box, and I'm going to add content. Now under content, I'm going to add the Facebook link. Now in order to do that, I'm going to go to Love Modesto. There's my Facebook page. I'm just going to select this entire URL, click copy, admin console, link. Perfect. Now my width, again, this is in pixels, and you can see down here, width is 300 pixels. My grid is 300 pixels wide, so I want to create a Facebook-like box that's 300 pixels wide. And my height, I'm actually going to put it up at about 1,000. And then the last thing I'm going to do is on show stream, I want yes, because I want it to actually stream our posts. So we'll click update. And then we're going to, oh, and there it is. So now we've loaded our Facebook. And again, if you want to adjust the length of this, you go back into that pixel section, which I did at 1,000, and then you can adjust how long that box is. As a matter of fact, I think that's too long. So I'm going to go in and say, let's just do 500, update. And now, once it loads, there we go. And now you can see it's a lot shorter. Okay, so you can truncate it, you can figure out and edit it however you like. Okay, so now let's go back to our old page. We've got our Love Modesto, we've got our donate, we've got our slider, and we're going to now insert this text right here, and then we'll end with the video. So I want the text and images to go right there. Okay, so now I've got content right here. Now here's what's super cool. I can go to Love Our Schools. I can literally just highlight the text. I'm going to click copy. And I'm going to come over here. Now, something that's a little interesting, but it just helps, is sometimes you get funky code when you're copying and pasting. So once you do it, highlight everything, and then these bottom two buttons, they clean up messy code and remove formatting. Now sometimes it won't do anything if it's just straight text, but you see when I remove formatting, now it goes back to the font and everything that makes the website uniform. So anytime I cut and paste, I usually click these two guys because it allows me then to make sure all of the text and everything is uniform. Okay, so I'm going to click update. And there you go. There's our text. Okay, and you see how it pushed the grid for Facebook over to the right. Okay, So now, the last thing we're going to do is we are going to come back up to our container, and we need to add a video. There's actually two ways you can do that. You could actually add it, since it can go under text and images, you can add it right there. Yeah, and this is actually problematic because of the Facebook page. Okay, so we're going to delete this because we want the video to be tucked right under the text. We want the video to go right over here. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to go back up to content. So we've got our stuff here. Great, now we want to add a video. So here we go. We're going to add a video. Now the question is, what video do we want to add? So I'm going to go over to Love Our Schools. Now this takes a little bit of effort, but stay with me. Okay, so I'm going to go to our video, and I'm going to actually go to Watch on YouTube. Okay, I want to get onto this YouTube page. And now what I want to do is go down to where it says Share and Embed. Now you'll see this whole long thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the whole embed. Now we're going to have to edit it just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm back on our editor, and YouTube is actually an iframe. And then under File URL, I'm going to paste that code. Okay. Now, this is the one part that's just a little tricky, so hang with me here. See where it says SRC, and then there's this HTTPS, and it's everything in quotes. That piece that's in quotes is what we want to keep, and we need to get rid of everything else. Okay, so I'm going to go to the quotes at HTTPS, and I'm going to delete everything in front of it. And then I'm going to go to the back side of that quote, right here. I'm going to delete everything behind it. Now I'm going to hit Tab, and now the video loads. Okay, and also I'm going to change the dimensions because the video is 2/3 of the screen. So I'm going to hit 600, 450. Now I have my video. Now I'm going to insert it, and I'm going to click Update. And there we go. Voila. There's our video. Okay. And there's our Facebook page. Now again, you can lengthen the Facebook page if you want it to match the video. But that's basically all the elements that we just talked about. So I'm going to click Update. And now I'm going to go to our new page that we created. So there we go. So here's the new page that we just created. You can see here's the slider. There's the donate button. There's the text. There's the video. And slow internet. Come on, Facebook page. There you are. Okay, so there you have it. Facebook page, video, text, slider, donate button with a hyperlink.